Alright guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to farm nightmare dungeons and get a lot of XP and get legendaries as a solo player the most efficient way. I hope y'all enjoy. Alright guys, so this is going to be the best way to farm experience and level up your endgame glyph in the endgame, and to also get guaranteed legendaries in the endgame as well. Now, the trick to this is to run an elixir at all times. Remember, this is going to give you bonus experience while you're doing the dungeon, and also it can make your life easier if you're running, let's say, an elixir that's benefiting you. If you're in the end game 70 plus, you could maybe craft incense if you want, but again, incense are more expensive than elixirs, so pick whichever one is better for you. Now, the trick to doing this is you want to find a nightmare dungeon that is at least 3 levels above you. Remember, you get the bonus experience on monster kills when they are 3 levels. If they're 4 levels, you get the same as 3. If they're 10 levels, you get the same as 3. So remember, if your skill level is not there to, let's say, run dungeons where the enemies are 20 plus levels above you, then it wouldn't benefit you to put yourself through that struggle to complete that dungeon. The only thing that doing that is going to do for you is it's just going to give you more completion experience, and it's going to give you more glyph progression. But again, like I said, if you're finding it difficult, just pick at least 3 levels above you and you're set, and you're going to get the most experience. Now, the key to making this work is, as you guys know, um, when you're in a dungeon, let's see, what's the name of the dungeon I'm in, just to make sure I know which one I'm in. So I'm in the works right now. Okay, so for example, if I click this one right here, it won't let me use it, right? Now, what you want to do is you want to leave dungeon. Okay. Now, when you have left the dungeon, all you have to do now is consume that exact glyph or sigil, and now the dungeon has become a nightmare dungeon. Again, this isn't anything like revolutionary, but this is just something that can definitely help you guys in terms of your speed and efficiency. Remember, every nightmare dungeon that you guys do, you unfortunately have to wait. You have to unfortunately, like, you know, walk to another dungeon or etc. But to me, I found this to be the best way. So what I'll do is I'll craft a bunch of sigils, and hopefully I get lucky with RNG and I get maybe like 4 or 5 to roll on the same exact dungeon, and then I will just repeat the same dungeon over and over again. Again, I know this may not be like the most optimal way in terms of like farming like a dungeon real quick and then leaving, but you can run these dungeons like, let's say, 5 minutes or less, with a good build, any skill level. And like I said, you're only really aiming for 3 levels above, so you get the most experience while doing this. And this is also going to level up your glyphs, so when you do reach level 100, you're actually going to have a very powerful build. Your glyphs are going to be boosted. You're going to save Paragon board points, because you're not going to have to spend extra to get the bonus. You'll actually get the bonus through your normal path to get to the next board. Again, guys, I hope this helped you out. Remember, what you want to do is you want to run an elixir. You want to get nightmare sigils that are for the same dungeon. And then the goal is to complete that dungeon. You leave the dungeon, and when you leave the dungeon, you consume that sigil, and that dungeon will immediately turn into a nightmare dungeon. You don't have to leave the game. You don't have to get invited by a friend. And this method works really good with friends. So if you guys have a group or friends you can play with, it's going to be more beneficial. Besides, you get more experience in a party. And also, if you guys can, I would recommend trying blind burrows farming as a group. It is the best. It's so fast. You kill some elites and then you fight the boss. Done. Anyways, guys, I hope this helped you out. Thank you so much.